welcome back to the channel, and yeah, so here we are. Still got a broken GTO, hopefully not for much longer. Okay, I need to update you on what's going on with this car. So, the GTO, okay. As I've mentioned before in the last video, I'm not very good at this whole vlogging, keeping up to date kind of crap, doodah. And I should have filmed everything that I was doing on the car, because it probably would have made good content, but I failed in that department. Yes. Car's back together. Well, the gearbox is back on. It's bolted up, transfer box is back on. And so today, all I'm going to be doing is boost pipes, like intercooler piping, TMs, which you can see there. TMs need to be reconnected. Try and neaten up all the harness work that's above the gearbox. And then I've got one more other job to do. Well, I've got to bleed the clutch as well. And yeah, because that was a noob thing that I shouldn't have done that. But hey ho, I'm learning. Because apparently I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, the other thing I'm going to do is, because I lost quite a bit of oil when we take the gearbox and the transfer box off, I'm going to drain all the oils and I'm going to put fresh stuff in. And I'm still waiting on that delivery. I've paid a little bit extra on the delivery. I think it was a £5 extra, in the hope that it would deliver today, because I was hoping that by tonight I could have this car ready to drive out of this garage under its own power. We shall see. Shall we crack on with the video? I forgot to mention that the hubs were already on. Both sides, drive shafts, hubs, they're all back on. And I've got all the boost pipes up there. And I've just had a bit of a dilemma this afternoon, because I was going to do the next clip and show you me actually working on the car, because believe me, I am actually working on the car. Probably why I'm not recording, because I don't know what I'm doing. Because I connected up the banjo bolt for the clutch master. I shouldn't have taken that bolt out. I only learned that later. But the little washer, it leaked like hell. I know that you're supposed to replace them if you pull them out. So I did an emergency drive to MB Motorsport to see if he could help, and he helped me with 4 of these. So I've got 2 spare and I've put 2 in there. So we sorted out that leak. I think I've successfully bled the clutch. So the clutch is now done with the help of this, obviously with Annabelle making sure there was nothing leaking. But thanks to Dan, he gave me this self-bleed thing. Yeah, so we did the job with that. TM cables are reinstalled. There, TM cables. I've reinstalled the ignition amplifier. I've redone some of the earths. There was a couple of dodgy earths there. I'm trying to make this a little bit brighter for you. I should have actually recorded that. But this one with the blue on the end, that wire there was literally wrapped around that, which is an earth, comes off the chassis. I mean, what the f. Now what I've got to do is I've got to reconnect the lower rad hose, and then we've got to get coolant for it. Before I do that, in fact I'm going to do that now. Connect that back up, and then once I've done that, connected this back up, I'm going to do all the intercooler piping. There's a bit of intercooler piping there, some more around the corner up there. We're making progress. Gearbox, sun plug, gearbox, train plug. So trying to clean all the crap off the end of it. I am changing the oil in both gearbox and the transfer case altogether, because I did lose a little bit of it when we were manhandling the the gearbox. So instead of, and I didn't know what oil was in it in the start, so instead of trying to top it up with something and mixing oils, I'm just going to drain the full lot of oil, and yeah, we're just going to put some fresh oil in it. Try to do a time lapse, and then the camera just decided to die, so well done, Sony. The sump plug is sump drain plug. Gearbox drain plug's quite bunged up with crap. A lot of gunk in there. The sump plug from the transfer case, I couldn't think of the name there. Seems pretty gummed up. That is just solid. Come on, focus. It's focusing on my face, that's why. It's solid. When I say solid, it's not actually, the stuff on there is not solid, it's just, you know what I mean. It's just gummed up with crap. Okay, so that's the transfer case and that's the gearbox drained. I have the filler plugs slackened off, so I can just undo them. What I'm going to be topping them up with is, bear with me, what I'm going to be putting in the transfer case. Transfer case is going to get shockproof, red line shockproof. Bit annoying because that's just under a litre and I'm probably not going to use a lot of it. So, but yeah, I suppose we've got some spare. For the gearbox, we're going to be using MT90. This is under recommendations from previous owners, and quite a few people actually highly recommend this stuff. Got a couple of bottles of that. Again, I think the Mark 1 will take 2.3 litres. Yeah, Mark 1 gearbox takes 2.3 litres, so again we're going to have quite a bit spare. Transfer case, if I remember correctly, it's between 0.3 litres and 0.7 litres. Don't quote me on that one, but that comes to memory. I don't actually have a fancy filler upper gearbox thing. Yeah, so I'm going to try and make my own kind of bloody thing. Possibly using some silicone hose and funnels. I might, with the transfer case, that's going to be a bit difficult. Thankfully, with the access of the gearbox, obviously the drain is there, and then the filler is literally on the front of the box there. So that's pretty easy. I can use that, and I can get it probably from the top of the engine bay. The transfer case, that's a different story. I'm going to probably leave it with me. I'll find something. I might have a little syringe or something, and because it's not all a lot, I'll just syringe it in. Things I've got to do. As I've said before, this is the art of bodge. The workshop of bodge, because I don't know what I'm doing. I had a bit of a rake around, and I found this. It's a child's medicine syringe. I don't think she'll mind if I use it. I'll just clean it, she can have it back. I'm joking. Because it's not a lot, yeah, it's going to be a bit annoying pumping and all that crap, but we'll have to make do. Okay? Bear with me, we should get this job done. When you're working on your cars, always make sure that you have a coffee break. Provided by Annabelle. Well, I will admit that took a lot longer than I was anticipating, but we are starting to hit the limit, the full mark. Fill plug, around the side you'll have a 14mm little bolt, which is, anyway, and you've got to make sure that when that starts dripping, you know that you're full. It's not going like a normal gearbox where you're putting the level up to there. Just so you know, because I don't know what I'm doing. Beep beep beep. Okay, so transfer case is full. Theme of today is I don't know what I'm doing. When you realise that people are watching you, but they don't like to acknowledge it. Yeah. Got my eye on you. Anyway, next step. So I've made this little Heath Robinson. I don't know, probably not going to work. It's probably not the conventional way of doing things, but hey ho, this is the art of all bodge. Tiny little funnel. Because the filler cap is on the gearbox is right on the front, so technically pop that in and I should be able to stand above the car and pour the oil in. See how it goes? I best make sure it's clean. Da 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 da. Doobity bop bop bobbity ba. Skibbity bop. Skibbity bop bop. I think it's clean. That plug there. Got a bit of shit in it. We'll clean that up. Oh, here goes nothing. Camera's all wonky, but yes, oils are all done. What I'm going to do is battery tray, intercooler pipes, and then we've got to do coolant. I've got one more job to do, nearly forgot. Big piece of metal needs to go back on, so I might put that on last because it's right at the bottom and I need to get my hands access for said pipes like this. I need to start putting this all back together. I think this car is ready to go back on its wheels. Everything I'm trying to rack my brain. Everything underneath is done. Boost pipes are connected up the bottom, and I've only got the top to do. Everything's torqued off. Drain plugs, filler plugs, both in transfer case and gearbox are tightened. Oil's done. The black bracket that I mentioned before, that's done. Radiator drain plug is back in. I think the rest of my jobs is to put coolant in and connect up the upper boost pipes. Which are basically to the turbos, so basically the filter pipes. I mean, boost pipes are actually connected. Put coolant in, put the battery in, and I think we're ready to bloody start. But I'm going to get it on its wheels, take it off its axle stands, and yeah, put the wheels back on, shall we? We're now on the next day. car's clearly moved, and that's because the drive was successful. Until I got home. So you would have seen me leave off from taking the wheel off the car. You would have seen me put the wheels back on the car. I just downed tools and I carried on grafting away, got everything back together, put coolant in, got it off the jack, and I took it for a drive. Gearbox clutch related, I think I've done a job well done. I really have. However, sprung up another fault with this car. It's not a massive fault, but I'm going to have to fix it before I can drive. All the rusty crap down there from when it blew. So, if you want to know what happened with that pipe, then I think you're going to have to tune to the next episode. Because I am going to end the video there. But before I go, I need to own up. I made another mistake. Not mechanically. Gearbox and the clutch is fine. The car drove faultlessly, actually drove pretty well, and I'm quite impressed with myself, quite chuffed with myself. This is the first time I've done anything like this, of this scale. I try to be clever and I try to cut corners. Never ever try and cut corners. I had the car standing in there with bricks. There's 2 bricks there. I had I don't know why, I ended up putting all 4 wheels on bricks, and that was probably the stupidest thing I've ever done. I put the trolley jack at the back, and because this side of the car was going to not clear here, I should have not been lazy and shimmied it out, but I tried to be clever, stick the jack underneath, pull the jack this way, forgetting about the bricks at the front. The car rolled off the bricks and the momentum came this way, and I could not stop it. Here's a sign. Can you see all the white on the floor? That's a sign of what actually happened. Should I give you a quick glimpse before I go? Yes. Until next time.